doing? Um, I think today would be the first time I'm going live on my YouTube channel. I think today will be the very first time I'm going live. But today I just want us to talk about disappointment, right? Now, during the course of um, me becoming a clinical psychologist by the grace of God, that's the profession we're going for, that's what we want to do. But during the case of doing that, like the journey of doing that, I started a business where I sell wristwatches, right? So currently, I am working, doing my service, my NYSC service. I have 5 more months to be done with that, but I am a registered counselor here in Nigeria, and I started a business, a research business, and I had done an advert, paid money for that advert. Ended up not getting anything out of it. Like my money was gone. I reached out to people. I got this customer, someone chatted me up from those adverts that, oh, he wanted research, because that's what I sell, research, diamond research, monzonite jewelries, diamond jewelries, and gold, right? So I started doing that business, more like drop shipping. I started the business, and a client had reached me that he wanted to buy, and I stayed up all night, like all night from like 11. We had this conversation down to like 12 a.m., saying, oh, what he wanted, what would be the best fit for him, and what he wanted to use those jewelries for, all of those big English. We talked about it, concluded, and he was like, oh, that on Monday he would send me money so that I could start shipment, so that I could bring down the goods down here for him. Only for Monday to come, I reached out to him, and he was like, oh, that he went to bank, but he couldn't access his money because the people were playing a lot, that people were much in the bank, so he had to go home. And I was like, oh, cool, that's fine, that's understandable, people were much. The next day, I reached out to him, like, hey, what's up about the business? You said you needed this urgently. I don't want to like disappoint you when you eventually like bring up this business or pay and everything. He was like, don't worry, that he will go to market in the afternoon, and he will go to the market in the afternoon, to the bank in the afternoon, and he would like make payments and all of those things. In my head, I'm like, okay, no problem, I'll reach you in the afternoon. I'll reach you in the afternoon, and I would hope he would make payments by then. By 1:30, I call him again, and I'm like, oh, hi, good afternoon, sir. I really do not want to disappoint you. I really do not want to disappoint you. So I would really appreciate it if you could make the payment so that I don't disappoint you. And he just went off and be like, he didn't really pick my call, because as soon as he picks my call, that would have been like, oh, they've taken my light. They've taken the lights. What do we do? Should I continue this? What do you guys suggest? Let me know. Should I continue this? Because they've taken my light. Oh my god. This is one of the things that happen when you live in Nigeria. Like, this thing will happen to you when you live in Nigeria. So what do we do? I think my power bank. Okay, hold on. Guys, I'm sorry. Living in Nigeria. Okay. Hey, is this good? Oh, dear day, my days. Okay. Is this okay? Alright, forgive me. They took our lights, so but I'm just still gonna do this, and I'll go to bed very soon because they've taken my lights. Apparently. Alright, so I reached out to him again, and I asked, hi, good evening, I'm yet to hear from you. And he didn't pick my call. He didn't take my calls, and I didn't even know what to do, how to react to this, because sorry guys, I had to switch it up because apparently I'm in Nigeria and they've taken the lights. But I'm trying to see if I could get other sources so we could have more light shining on my face. All right, so I called him and he didn't pick my call, right? I called up the person that had connected me to him and I was like, hi, this person you connected me to isn't picking up. He isn't talking to me. He isn't responding. I really do not disappoint him and everything. Today is Thursday, and up until now, I haven't heard from this man. And the disappointment I feel, guys, is not to be talked about because I really wanted to do that job. I really wanted to carry out that business. It would have really done a lot for me if I was able to carry out that business, and I really wanted to do that. But for some reason, I just couldn't, right? Because he didn't show up, he didn't pay, and that left me so disappointed. I was so disappointed. I felt bad. I cried. I wish I did a video. I would have maybe posted it sometime. I really cried out my eyes out because when businesses or jobs like that come around and you put in hopes that this stuff is going to click, and when it clicks I'm going to take my profits from that business and I'm going to do this, get this for myself, do that, and it will just be a softer landing, right? But because that did not happen, I felt disappointed. I felt weak. I was just tired. I didn't know how to feel. I cried. Cry was not happening. I wanted to cry. Tears was not coming out from my eye. I just carried myself. I called up my friend. It's very good to have communities when disappointments happen, and I think it's part of life. It is part of life, and disappointment is going to happen a lot. So when it happens, you have a place to fall back on. So having, even if it's just one person that you can talk to, relate with, have a conversation with, it would really save you a lot, right? So I call up my friend and I go to visit him where he works, and I tell him, oh, look at what had just happened to me, look at this. And he encouraged me, strengthened my heart and my resolve in that area. And I came back home. I'm a Christian, so I came back home. I prayed. I talked to God about it, told him how I felt about the disappointment, and I really do not know how to go about this, right? So after I visited my friend, I came back home. I prayed. I spoke to God about the whole situation. I took up my Bible, and my book. I have a book where I wrote down every emotion I felt, what I was feeling, how I was feeling, what that emotion meant to me. I wrote it all down and I spoke to God about it. When I was done, I wouldn't say I feel better immediately, but I could say it was a stepping stone for me to heal, right? It was a stepping stone for me to heal. And while I'm pursuing a career in clinical psychology and doing a business where I sell luxury wristwatches, while I'm pursuing that career and trusting that it grows and blossoms into something new, I will not lose myself in the disappointment that comes, because if I don't experience these things and clients come to me, I most likely will not be able to relate with them in a very reasonable way. All right, please, you guys, if you want to chat with me, you're really welcome to do that. So just in case you want to talk about something, or you had a similar case of feeling disappointed or something, you just want to have that conversation, yeah, you can, right? Just let me know. I'm new to this too, so yeah. So you are welcome to chat with me if you want to. Okay, if you want to, I'll be honored to talk with you and everything. But like I was saying, while I'm pursuing a career in clinical psychology, I am not going to lose myself, because that alone, it dashed Oh my God, I knew disappointment on a new level. Like, let's say the level of disappointment I knew before was like level one. I got to understand this time in level 100, like it hit it real deep. And that was really painful, right? That disappointment was really, really painful. That level of disappointment was so painful. Once again, I apologize. I'm in Nigeria and we do not have lights. We do not have lights, but I still want to do this. That's why I am doing it. My light is down, so I'm still gonna show up. I'm choosing to show up for myself, choosing to become, choosing not to just let situations, what I have and what I don't have, define who I am, or define the essence of my being. So I'm taking that journey to become. And this is the first ever moment with Counselor Fun. And you guys most likely will be seeing me a lot. From now on, you'll most likely be seeing a lot of me. So get ready. But that disappointment really pushed me in a corner. It did. It really, like, it hit a nerve. And I'm choosing to show up for myself. I'm choosing to choose me. I'm choosing to not give up. I'm choosing to just try again and try again. I'm making that decision to, yeah, to just not give up on myself. I'm not giving up on my dream of becoming a clinical psychologist. I'm not giving up. I'm going to evolve. I'm going to grow. I'm going to become. Okay? So, this is me saying good night. And this week, I faced disappointments. And it kind of made me know my way back home and stuff. So, yeah. I think that's all I want to say today. Thank you, and bye. I'll most likely see you guys tomorrow, maybe much earlier than now. Maybe. Bye.